What's going on, everyone? Welcome, Rabid here. And you may have heard the expression, dreams do come true. And that is definitely the case for one small solo miner that just hit a Bitcoin block 2 days ago worth over $373,000. Now, this is not financial advice, and always keep in mind the chances of yourself finding a solo Bitcoin block is pretty much next to nothing. But there is always a chance, and you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Let's take a look at this. So let's take a look at Twitter here, July 26th, 2 days ago. Dr. CK, which is an admin of CK Pool, which is probably the best solo mining pool out there. That's where all the solo blocks seem to be getting hit. Points out here, congratulations to miners 35WU for solving the 303rd solo block at the European solo CK pool with only 49 terahash. That is not very much hash rate at all. That's like a Canon Avalon Q in like eco mode or something like that. Not very much hash rate. And he smashes out. A miner of this size only has a 1 in 130,000 chance of solving a block per day or once every 370 years on average. So this guy definitely hit the lottery, and he is definitely a happy person at this point in time. And I know you would be, and I know I would be if this was to happen to one of us. Now, after that happened, it does seem just 2 days later or a day and a half, another solo block at the same pool was found. This was a much larger miner, but congratulations to the second solo block solver, 35MU, in 2 days for solving the 304th solo block at Solo CK Pool. This was a huge miner with 270 petahash. So that guy has a decent amount of hash rate here. None of us are in this boat, but we're all in the chance here of these guys, the little guy, finding them blocks. And 49 terahash, that's insane. Now, if you are in the market for looking for an updated solo miner or just another solo miner, and by solo miner, I mean a small little device that uses hardly any power, like the NerdAxe Plus, which is a 4.8 terahash miner at only 80 watts. We got multiple resources here. I will have all these links and discount codes and stuff down in the description, but for an example, here is Power Mining, who has a nice selection of various small solo Bitcoin miners. We got Bitcoin Merch, which has a wide selection of these solo Bitcoin miners here, as well as new shipping options. So you can see over $400 to USA is free. International, for most international shipments, over $1,000 is free, but I will have a link down to them. We got Crypto Miner Bros, which is also rocking some of the bid axes here. If we look at their bid axes, they do got the Gamma 601 and the Hex 701 in stock here. It looks like the Touch Miner is sold out and out of stock. And then we have Coin Mining Central here, which is popular in the UK and stuff, coming in with the BitAxe Gamma as well as the NerdAxe Plus as well. So if you're looking for any of these solo miners, guys, I will have them links down in the description for you. All right, so let's just actually have a look at a write-up that was actually drawn up courtesy of Cointelegraph about this nice small miner. So solo Bitcoin miner scores $373,000 block reward. That's how much he got for smashing that block. That's a pretty nice day to wake up to, wouldn't you agree? So solo miners successfully adding blocks to the Bitcoin blockchain network is a rare event, but still not impossible in 2025. A solo Bitcoin miner, BTC, is now down 118,000. Miners successfully mined a block on Saturday, collecting the 3.125 BTC block reward valued at $372,773. The miner operating through Solo CK Pool, a solo mining service, successfully mined block 907,283, which contained 4,038 transactions and block fees totaling $3,436. Rising network hash rate and difficulty make it increasingly harder for solo miners to compete with large-scale corporate mining farms. Despite the odds against solo miners, one successfully mined a block in February of 2025, followed by a miner who used just 2.3 petahashes to solve the puzzle and collect the $350,000 block subsidy earlier in July. So a couple blocks has happened, which we kind of looked at earlier here. And here's, you can pause this and take a look at the, the information, everything about this block right here. Scrolling on down, The improbable and nearly impossible victories of solo miners are a reminder that even smallest players can still successfully add blocks to the Bitcoin blockchain at a time when mining is dominated by large publicly traded companies. Remember, it's like I said earlier, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Yes, the odds and chances of you actually finding this with such low hash rate is next to nothing, but it does happen because anytime you send a share, that share could possibly be the correct share to find that block. You just never know. Rising network difficulty and hash rate squeezing professional mining companies. So look, even established corporations are feeling the squeeze of rising network difficulty and hash rate coupled with a reduced block subsidy. Several large mining operations have diversified into AI data centers and high performance computing to make up for shortfalls in mining business and rising competition. This is a major one for a lot of the GPU miners out there, as there's zero profits out there for GPU miners. So people are moving into hash rate rentals, fake AI, and these guys are probably doing real AI, but mostly hash rate rental type of services to actually earn stuff on GPUs these days. The current Bitcoin network difficulty is about 126 trillion and is floating near all-time highs. Bitcoin's network difficulty is also trending up over time. As we know, more miners keep going on and more efficient miners keep going on with higher hash rates. So obviously it makes sense. The hash rate is going up, but it's also becoming a lot more efficient to mine Bitcoin. In that theory, you also need super cheap power, which the large corporations get. This forces miners to expand ever greater computing and power resources to mine a single block, which yields a 3.125 BTC reward valued at about $373,000 at the current price. Pretty insane. And remember, that is USD. So if you live in Canada, that's almost $500,000. You live in some other countries, you're probably pushing $1 million depending where you are. So that's a lot of money to hit that Bitcoin block. The competitive industry runs on thin margins, incentivizing companies to find their cheapest energy resource to maintain the maximum uptime, which is affected by weather events, overall climate, and power continuity. In June, several Bitcoin miners in Texas were forced to curb their energy consumption to avoid paying peak demand charges to the grid operator, causing a fall in short-term block production. Mara was among the mining firms that reportedly lower output numbers for June due to weather conditions slowing down in mining operations. And keep in mind, Mara is also kind of under scrutiny because they put a large mining farm right next to a smaller town, and they're just causing havoc over there. So, it's one thing to mine Bitcoin, but you also kind of got to be respectful to everyone else. Don't just slap a farm and annoy the crap out of a bunch of people. Do it out of town, all these things. But, who are we to tell a large corporation like Marathon what to do? But, sometimes people do have a voice, and hopefully it gets heard. Anyway, guys, what do you guys think about this whole operation? Are you currently trying to find yourself a lottery solo block, or are you just staying away from it and mining other things? Let me know down in the comment section. Again, check them links for anything if you are looking for any type of miners or hardware. I'll see you on the next one. Rabid out.